Har Har Mahadev. In today's episode, we are continuing with the Vidyeswara Samhita. Chapter 11, Worshipping the Lingam. On the request of the sages, Sudji describes about the method of worshipping Shiva Lingam. He said, a Shiva Lingam should be installed at the bank of a holy river in an auspicious hour chosen to the convenience of all the faithfuls participating for the daily worship. A lingam can be made of clay or iron, and a proper rectangular or triangular pedestal to install it on. Lingam and pedestal should be made of the same material. A portable lingam should be small and handy for easy transportation. Only an inch tall lingam can serve the purpose in such cases. For a devotee who only seeks salvation, having transcended the temptations of the world. In case of grounded lingam, the size of the lingam should be about 12 finger breadth of the faithful, or more is advised. The grounded lingam should be provided a canopy and walls around adorned with pictures or sculptures of other devas and ganas. This should be placed in a firm garbhagriha adorned with jewels, the most important of which are the Navaratnas. With the seat, the lingam must be placed in the midst of these Navaratnas. Many kinds of oblations must be offered into the fire also for Uma and other members of his family. The Guru and the Acharya must be worshipped with wealth. Relatives must be given whatever they wish for. Pronouncing the mantras for Satyojada and the Brahman, one must perform dhyana on the supreme and auspicious divinity. The great mantra of Omkara along with its nada must be uttered. The lingam will then be placed on the seat of the lingam and the two joined together. The lingam is said to be of two types, mobile and stationary. Trees and creepers are spoken of as stationary lingams. Worms, insects and other things are spoken of as mobile lingams. The stationary must be served and the mobile must be offered oblations. Tending to these with love is like worshipping Shiva. Amba is everywhere in the seat and the eternal Shiva is everywhere in the lingam. Just as Shankara is established with goddess Uma on his lap, in this way the seat is established always holding up the lingam. Thus established with upachara, the great lingam must be worshipped daily. The lingam can also be worshipped with 16 kinds of upacharas. If one worships it in proper way, one gradually moves towards the destination of Lord Shiva. If the lingam has been constructed by a human, it should be known that the region up to the distance of 100 hastas from it is sacred. Here hasta is the length of a hand. If the lingam has been constructed by a rishi, the region up to a distance of 1000 arathanis from it is sacred. If the lingam has been constructed by a deva, the region up to 1000 arathanis from it is sacred. Here arathani is the length of an elbow. If it is a Swayambhu lingam, the region up to 1000 dhanusas is sacred. Following Shiva's words, tanks, wells and ponds located in this sacred tirtha should be known to be equal to Shiva Ganga. by bathing, donating, or performing japa there, one goes to Shiva's abode. Here, dhanus is the length of a bow. Devotion enables a person to rise above his varna and obtain fruits that are disproportionately more. Anything done with a particular desire in mind instantly bears fruits. Anything done without any desire in the mind yields a destination with Shiva himself. The worship of Shiva at night time yields everything that one wishes for. Especially in Kali Yuga, success in obtaining the fruits depends on performing the karma. If he follows good conduct and is scared of sin, he will obtain the fruits. Here ends the chapter 11. Chapter 12, Shiva Temples. Suta said, O wise Rishi, hear about the Shiva Kshetras that bestow emancipation. There are Shiva's Kshetras wherever there are habitations. Out of compassion and with a desire to bestow emancipation, the Lord has himself thought of these divine Kshetras. There are those established by the Rishis, others established by the Devas. There are also others that are Swayambhu. All these are for the protection of the worlds. In these tirthas and kshetras, one must always undertake the task of bathing, donations, and perform japa. If a sin is committed in a kshetra, it cannot be dislodged. Therefore, if one resides in a sacred kshetra, one must never commit a sin. A man must make every effort to reside in such a sacred kshetra. There are many kshetras along the shores of the oceans and at the confluences of hundreds of rivers. The sacred river Saraswati, Shonabhadra, Narmada, Godavari, Tamasa, Reva, Krishnaveni, Tungabhadra, Pampa, Kanya, Shweta Nadi, Kaveri and Sindhu have many sacred tirthas and kshetras along its banks. Residing near them and bathing in these rivers will yield all the fruits that one desires. Through fasting and bathing there, a person obtains the abode of various desired deities. Kashi is one of the most famous Shiva Kshetra. A dip in Ganga here earns one the blessings of 100 evening prayers and helps to spiritually empower a person. Bathing in Godavari in the month of Simha is believed to bestow Shivaloka. Fasting and bathing in river Narmada will beget the faithful leadership qualities and virtue. A person who drink and bathe in the Mandagini river of Kedara will obtain jnana. One is required to perform auspicious deeds and good behavior in the sacred kshetras and tirthas to obtain good results. Any wicked deeds performed in a sacred kshetra also becomes much greater. Good deeds in thoughts, words, and action are said to bestow prosperity. The consequences of committing a sin in one's mind are also like that. It is possible for a mental sin to smear a person from one kalpa to another kalpa. Such a sin can only be destroyed through dhyana. A sin committed in words is destroyed through japa, tapa, and donating wealth. In cases, an increase in wicked deeds destroys the good merits earned earlier. Both good deeds and wicked ones have three stages: the part that is the seed, the part that is in the increase, and the part where they are enjoyed. In the form of seed, they can be destroyed through jnana. In the stage of increase, they can be destroyed through noble and charitable acts. But in the stage of enjoyment, they have to be experienced. Even crores of good deeds will not suffice them. Worshipping devas, donating to the brahmanas, and performing austerities makes it easier for man to tolerate the period of experiences of bad karmas. Therefore, a person who desires happiness must refrain from committing wicked deeds. Here ends Chapter 12 of Vidyeswara Samhita. We will continue with the next chapter in the next episode. Thank you.